Hi there, Cancer. Thank you for joining me for your monthly forecast for December. You can be one of the most giving of all the zodiac signs, and you do like things to be pretty well organised. But at the start of this month, something that you've adhered to in the past around your life organisation, or it could even be a job, may seem to be something of a heavy burden. One of the ways that you can deal with this is to be especially conscious of your personal communication, because with a quarter moon on the 3rd and also Mercury squaring up with Jupiter, also in Virgo like this quarter moon, in the first week of this month, it is going to be important not to try to overcome any sense of limitation by almost trying to offer to do even more to try to kind of put it right. You mustn't feel guilty if you need to cut your schedule back a little bit and not be the person who's looking out for everyone else. At some stage, you have to accept that people may need to take a bit more responsibility for themselves. Now, if you're someone who really loves the people close to you, this may not be an easy thing to do, but it's something that perhaps you could consider, not just this month, but for the long term. Neptune, the planet of dreams, continues to aggravate Saturn for the whole of this month, just like it did in November. It's not as intense as the month goes on, but it is right at the beginning. And if you're overdoing it and not giving yourself enough time for diversions, to relax, soak in the bath, watch a nice escapist movie, perhaps read a book, just kick back and have some you time. If it's all about frenetic satisfying of the schedule, then you are going to end up feeling seriously drained as this month takes shape. So you have an option, and that option is to try to think a little bit more about your own needs. And certainly from the 5th, you have a wonderful opportunity to start to do this, because Venus moves into a really joyful and very sexy part of your scope. You may decide to give yourself a little bit of a makeover, so if you are attending any Christmas functions, your confidence can be at the max. If you have a nice haircut and an outfit or clothes that really give you a sense of feeling good and attractive and alluring to others. But it could become something more. You may get talking to someone this month in the most ordinary of locations. Be aware of that. But when it comes to those obligations and who does what and where, well, Uranus is going to be squaring up with the rather impatient energies of Mars, which is in a more direct and pretty defensive part of your scope from the 5th through to the 19th. Now, you can't just expect people to see into you to understand your needs. Don't be passive about this. Use your natural leadership skills. Remember, you're a cardinal sign, which is about management, to tell people that they need to do more, to be a bit more assertive. Now, that's not to say that everybody's just going to immediately agree to what you want. There may be some negotiation that's needed. But if those negotiations don't go as you'd like, and the pressure continues to build up, I do feel that Mars's opposition with Mars could lead to some intense discussions or even a darn right argument. If this does happen, Cancer, that side of you which can be reluctant to engage in confrontation, which has been strengthened in the last few years by the role of Pluto in your opposite sign, which has given you a little bit more assertiveness, well, I do feel get over that, because it's important people get to hear how you feel, even if you have to boil over in order to do it. Don't budge if you feel you're in the right. Unfortunately, Mercury moves on the 10th into a part of your horoscope which is going to help things to become less brittle, and you can explain your point of view more skillfully. The Sun is also going to start to forge a brilliant link with Uranus in week 2, which can be very good for you, because it can help you to reorganize, to see that there are different ways to doing things, to be more open-minded and think outside the box, if you like. However, the Sun does square with Jupiter itself in week 3, and there's also another quarter moon on the 18th in Pisces. Once more, that's reminding you, don't promise you can do more than is realistically possible. Narrow your focus. keep things tight right up until the 22nd, when the sun switches into your opposite sign of Capricorn. Then I hope you're going to see people being more responsive and aware of just how important you are for them and what you do for them. The full moon, which occurs on Christmas Day, is in your sign. Try not to take it personally if not everybody's got it. It's always a political time for lots of people. But I feel when Uranus starts to go forwards on Boxing Day, that is going to lift the pressure a little bit. But remember, Venus is sparkling in the most alluring and attractive and flirty part of your horoscope right through to the 29th from the 5th. So if you do find yourself, if you're footloose and fancy free, clutching someone under the mistletoe for a rather sensual kiss, enjoy every single moment. As the year and the month come to a close, Venus relocates into a part of your horoscope which is a little bit more practical. So perhaps the magic for you will be more Christmas, and New Year will be more about perhaps you just accepting that if some people have bent more to what you need, you're more than happy to look after them. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Thank you for joining me. Wishing you a very happy Christmas, good luck, and goodbye for now.